So, how many of you know someone who is significantly dumber than you? And also, how many of you know someone who's significantly smarter than you? If you answered both, if you answered yes to both of those questions, this rant is for you. Now, there's there's a Trump supporting cartoonist named Scott Adams that I don't want. I try to avoid naming him because I would be naming him all the time, but he's very relevant to this topic. This this rant is heavily inspired by his work, specifically from his book Loserthink, which I read. I don't know, over a year ago. And in Loserthink, there's a case that he makes. Actually, let me just make a note for myself so that I don't forget. Uh, it's a highly professional operation here. Okay, so yeah, in Loserthink, there's a point that he makes is that it is it's basically impossible for us to distinguish between someone who is orders of magnitude smarter than we are and someone who's orders of magnitude dumber than we are. And he illustrates this by talking about his dog in the paragraph that I will read to you here. Quote, I think my dog Snickers believes I'm an idiot because I don't take her outside to play when she is quite clearly communicating to me that it's time to do so. Snickers knows she is sending me the let's go outside signal. She knows I see it, and she knows I am physically able to go outside. So if I don't stop what I'm doing and take her out, does she think I'm stupid? End quote. If you ever hear me say, maybe I'm the dog, that's what I mean. When having read this book, it is I wouldn't call it a reflex, but whenever I think to do so, whenever I see someone do something really stupid, if I'm on my A game, a couple minutes later, I will think, maybe I'm the dog here, referring to this story. To illustrate this further, I'm going to do a paint stream. Oh, oh, there it is. Da-na-na-na, man, a paint stream. Ba-na-na-na, man, and a paint stream. I don't have any music. Paint stream. Paint stream. Paint stream. Wow, wow, wow. All right. So, let me just get this in here. Let me make this bigger here. So, to illustrate the point that I was making before, actually, yeah, I'm in the corner here. So, you know what? I'll just work with it. So, to illustrate, let me just pick a thicker brush. So, let's say that this axis here is intelligence. Actually, no, I'm going to pick the line tool. So, this axis here is the number of people, and this is IQ. Let's say that over here is 100 IQ, which is apparently the average that like 100 IQ tests are designed so that 100 is like the middle. So the distribution of IQ would make a bell curve something like this. Now, I'm sure a lot of you suspect that in actuality it's probably closer to something like this, which I get, but let's work with this. And you know what? I'm going to erase this 100 here, okay? Instead of 100, let's say that this is you. This is your IQ. You are your own average IQ, an average of 1, and you're at the middle. So to illustrate Scott's point, the notion is like I'm sure most people can recognize people are smarter than them, but after a certain like cutoff, let's put it here, everything everything after this line, to the right of this line, becomes these people here. God damn it, paint is so clunky. These people right here, these super geniuses, are virtually impossible to distinguish from these people here. Let's make these red. This isn't a partisan graph. No Democrat or Republican things here. It was an honest mistake. I was planning on using different colors. But so yeah, the idea is anyone in this corner, let's see. Boom. If I do this, no. Yes, there we go. So if I flip this like that, there we go. So the idea is people in here, they look like they're over here. So it creates kind of a, let me put it on top here. It creates this time loop so that this weird vortex, so that when you, the observer, are looking at behavior, are looking at behavior, that's your eye, and you're looking here, it kind of warps around to where you're looking here, and it gives you the illusion, oh my god, this is terrible eye, that you're looking in this direction here. And what happens is sometimes if there's like a super genius that you know is in this area here, you know that this super genius is in this area here, and they do something stupid, you kind of wonder what's going on. So depending, like for a super genius that you like, let's take Neil deGrasse Tyson as an example. So Neil, let me just go back to black here. So Neil is right here. That's Neil. Right here. And assuming that you like Neil, if he does something stupid, basically both to you and the public at large, Neil exists in this kind of state of quantum entanglement where he is both here and here at the same time. So actually, you know what? There was a very public example of this that happened just over a year ago. Let me fetch that. How many of you remember the unveiling of the Cybertruck or the Cybertruck in general? Uh, I I remember how crazy the memosphere went when, and I'm sure this picture will be here. Where is it? Wow. Okay. So first of all, the truck looks kind of dumb. I remember participating in the memes sharing how goofy the truck itself looks, and also making fun of him for that cannonball demonstration. Wait, cannonball. That. So yeah, I remember the goofiness of the truck uh, combined with the failed demonstration of the bulletproof windows. I remember as I was sharing the memes, thinking, because I had read Loserthink at that point, I was thinking maybe I'm the dog because Elon Musk, the general consensus is that he's a genius, and even if you're I've heard a lot of people say this. Even if your opinion is that Elon is actually profiteering off of the real geniuses, who are the engineers who work with him, just replace Elon with the combined brain power that works for Tesla, and this stands. So if you're gonna make a truck that looks like this, and sell it for whatever it costs. I don't feel like googling it right now. That's you know, are you where is it? There you go. Are you looking at someone is the Cybertruck shit, it's the selection tool. Is the Cybertruck here or is it here? That's the thing that's difficult to say. And let's make this a little more personal. I lost my cursor here. How many of you think your boss is dumb? You know, when I talk about intelligence, I'm not just talking about general intelligence. There's also specific intelligence about a given situation. How many of you have stood in the room while your boss was announcing this decision that's been made that makes absolutely no sense to you? Um, is it possible that your boss knew something that you don't? Is it possible that you're the dog? I just want to point that out. Food for thought. You can reflect on that in your own time. Drop a comment in the chat below if this resonates with you in some way. I would love to read about it. But there's one thing that I want to make sure that I cover here. Coming back to Scott again, since I name dropped him, I might as well just stay with it. There's a point that he made in a Coffee with Scott Adams stream, which is if you're going to agree with, like, here's the thing: this 2020 gave us ample opportunities to see how the experts can get it wrong. And I don't even fault them. Like it's a novel coronavirus. It's never been on this planet before. So it's understandable when something that's entirely new baffles even the most specialized of specialists. So yeah, let's talk about COVID masks. The reason I'm bringing this up is because in this Coffee with Scott Adams edition, he made the point that if you want to disagree with the experts, just make sure that your reason for disagreeing with them is not something that they're already aware of. And in the whole mask debate, it's pretty clear that it is not unanimous. But I would say that the majority of experts who actually study this stuff, I would say a satisfying majority of them agree that masks are a good idea. But people, and this is one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard on the mask issue. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, well, masks can't work because a virus is this big and the space between the fibers is like this. It's like installing a fence to keep the fleas out. Now, do you think immunologists don't know what the size of a virus is? Do you think that immunologists don't know what the space between the fibers of your face mask is. Like, of all the reasons to disagree with the widespread wearing of masks, to appeal to something that like they obviously all know, maybe you're the dog, you know. So that's one example, and the other example is something that I want to share with you. I the only reason that I oh great, more commercials. Let me mute this for you. There we go. Okay. Really? I timestamped it. You saw me timestamp it before. Let me just find it again. At least I remember by heart. Okay. So, oh, well, actually, those of you who were here during the stream, you heard me mention this gentleman before, a streamer named Destiny. A couple weeks, well, about a week ago, he published a vegan debate that he had with Vegan Gains. And I was thinking about this very concept that I described to you during most of this section. Now, obviously, this video is over 2 hours long. I'm not going to. Don't worry. Like it's almost 5 to 11 here, so I want to get out of here just like y'all do. As much fun as this is, but I want to mention to you a short clip that really illustrates this that I want to. Yes, Captain D. Vegan Gains is still around, and he's debating strong, and he redebated with Destiny. I want to show you this clip because the issue at hand was. Does veganism reduce your risk of death by all causes? And he dropped a study that he had read in the debate. And when Destiny read the actual text that's under the graph that Vegan Gains was using, the text actually contradicts the point that Vegan even brought up this study in the first place to discuss. So let us go to my browser here. I will not full screen it so that you can see both our pretty faces. Let's look at this clip. Shit, I'm actually gonna have some editing to do.
They don't know their own data, even though they've worked with these data sets for 2 decades and they're in charge of publishing it. They're wrong and you're right.
That's one way of putting it.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. All right, what's your next argument then?
Okay, dude. So you're actually admitting that you have no argument against the actual results, and you're just basically going off of what somebody said in the paper.
My guess, if I could find a guy that knew stats, my guess is you probably just don't know how to read the confidence intervals.
No, this isn't okay, dude. This isn't particularly difficult. Very basic way to read a confidence interval is if the confidence interval doesn't cross one. So if all the numbers are above one, or if all the numbers are below one, then that's a statistically significant finding. Okay, so since the confidence interval is 0.84 to 0.99, that's statistically significant. That's the only group that had a statistically significant reduced risk of all-cause mortality. It's very simple.
If it's so simple, then why did the researchers mess all of this up?
Okay, well, they might not have messed it up. Maybe they have some sort of weird bias and they didn't want to report that, I don't know, vegans and vegetarians had a lower risk of all-cause mortality.
So yeah, we would later find out that the lead scientist behind this study, or at least the first name in the paper, is vegan. So if anything, he would have a pro-vegan bias. But the reason that I brought this clip is because, like, I don't know stats. I vaguely know stats. I took a stats class in university, but the idea is, I took one class over a decade ago, many decades ago, actually. Holy shit, I'm old. So that I am not a statistician by any means. And basically, we have Vegan Gains disagreeing with researchers about their own data based on a really simple way to read a confidence interval. So yeah, it's the idea that the idea that statisticians would not know how to interpret a confidence interval, combined with after that he pivoted to maybe it's bias, although the lead researcher is vegan. Yeah, that just illustrates this point really well. So I wanted to share that with you. Of course, this is 1 minute clip off of an over 2 hour debate. If you want to listen to it, it is very easy to find. But yeah, do I want to share anything else with you? No. The main takeaway is again, if you're it's very difficult beyond a certain level of genius over here. It's very difficult to tell if you're looking at someone who's much smarter than you or someone who's much dumber than you. So if you ever see behavior that's really dumb, just remember you might be the dog. And of course, if you want to disagree on with the experts on something, make sure that it's not something that even a dog would know. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. I do these streams every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. I would love to see you here. Please like and leave a comment below. You can subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next stream. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.